last 3 games after a double in the penultimate game of the regular season against Bethesda. Little comes in to receive the throw-in. Lynn could be in here. Still going as Lynn, evades 2 challenges. And got it off to Brook, but the referee pulls it back for a free kick. Right at the top of the 18. It looked like Brook might have been offside, so the referee pulling that back rather than advantage has allowed this dangerous opportunity. Can St. Louis equalize via the dead ball? There are 3 candidates to take the shot. Brook, Mayer, and Keller are all over it. You might see something from the training ground here, but from this position, you would think it's calling to be hit straight on goal. And it is Brook, and the wall did its job, as did Peñaranda to keep that from going out for a corner kick. Wind really starting to pick up in Oceanside. And this is Will Sands. Makic has popped up out wide. Unable to keep it in, so it'll be a throw-in for St. Louis. It's a really well-worked goal. Will Sands now with a goal and assist in this game. So it's the 2 wingers who are returning the favor for each other. First it was Sands from Valbuena, and now Valbuena scoring off a cross from Sands. Speaking of Sands, it's the twin brother James Sands. U.S. Youth International gets it off to Owusu. Inside for Hack. Far side looking for Valbuena. He's beaten to it. And a free kick won by Little. This one will be left off for Mooney. As we take a look, Vlastos being brought down. It's a great move to tuck that ball behind him and make sure that the only thing the defender was going to get was the back of his leg. As that ball floated up, got hung up in the wind, allowed NYC FC to win the header. But ball remains with St. Louis. Running along the back line, it's a good ball in. The corner kick won by Gilson. First corner kick of the game for St. Louis. It's good work from Glisson to get that cross off and win the corner kick. Jacob Burnson to take. Another player who's trained with the first team for St. Louis. Be an outswinger from the near side. Inswinger, rather. Doesn't beat the defender at the front post. Valbuena well shielded by Vlastos. Thought he had won the free kick, but instead it will just be a throw-in. Reyna. Rare errant pass from Gio Reyna. It'll be St. Louis's ball on the far side. So we're just past the half-hour mark in Oceanside, California. 2-1 NYC FC leads St. Louis FC on match day 1 of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy U-18-19 playoffs. Action coming to you from the Stadium Field, the Oceanside Soccer Complex in Group E. FC Dallas and Sacramento Republic rounding out this group, playing on another field as we speak. The opportunity could be on here from Valbuena. Valbuena picks up his head, elected to go for goal, and it's headed away by Mooney. Valbuena unable to get around Brenson on the far side. Jacob Bernson, committed to Xavier, has a 4.4 GPA. So it'll be a goal kick for St. Louis. Abbott asking his players to get a little bit higher. In the end, plays it out wide. So this one comes inside for Bruck. Forward looking for the run of Lynn. Will Sands is there, smacks it the other way. And the offside flag is up. James Sands will pick it up and get it forward. That'll be a thrown on the far side. Owusu. Scally. Reyna steps inside Kraus. Valbuena spins back with it. James Sands in support. Able to get a step on Lynn. Back inside for Valbuena. Reyna, return ball. Valbuena has a go! So close to his second and NYC's third. Once again, lovely combination play in tight spaces from NYC. And what a gorgeous goal that would have been. So close to picking out the upper corner of Valbuena. It's been a handful inside these first 34 minutes. Bernson. Forward for Lynn. Hack. Sands. Makic was unable to help it on, so it's St. Louis looking to go the other way. And Sands will mop up for NYC FC. Lovely little drop of the shoulder from Hack. Just enough to make Vlastos go the other way so he can turn inside. And it allows Scally to operate down this wing. Gets the return ball on the overlap from Will Sands. It's Scally's cross. It's headed away. Sent right back in. Cleared only as far as Hack. He could have a go. And just too many bodies in the box for that ball to get through. It's Valbuena. Looking to dance past Gilson. And Glisson wins that battle, throwing for St. Louis. Inside the final 10 minutes of the first half. 2-1 New York City FC leads St. Louis FC on match day 1 in Group E. Will Sands and Jonathan Valbuena each have a goal and an assist for the MLS side. Sandwiched in between by a goal from Chris Burke for St. Louis FC. St. Louis FC, in their first years in academy, based on a merger of St. Louis Scott Gallagher, Illinois, and St. Louis Scott Gallagher, Missouri, both of which were founding members of the Development Academy back in 2007. In just 1 year, great job by this coaching staff, able to merge the two clubs and bring this team to the playoffs here at the U-18-19 level. Well, it certainly wasn't easy for Kevin Stoll and his staff. And these players on the St. Louis Scott Gallagher, Missouri, and Illinois sides had been playing against each other, some of them for as many as 10 years. And with the two development academies just 25 minutes apart, a real rivalry had grown. So when you merged them together, Kevin Stoll said the first 4 days of preseason were like a middle school dance. You had the Missouri players on one side and the Illinois players on another. But eventually they were able to come together and realize that their principles and what they were looking to do were the same. And Kevin Stoll said the coaching staff knew that, but having played against each other and feeling that they were truly rivals, the players didn't know that, but they've done an amazing job to come together. And Kevin Stoll said that one of his favorite things about coaching this team is their willingness to battle and fight for each other. But that's something that's really been forged and worked upon throughout this season. Said once the players got the message, began to understand and realized what they could achieve together, they really came together in incredible fashion. And ever since, the chemistry has been amazing. A lot of these guys, best friends. So the Illinois-Missouri rivalry broken. And it's a side that is now fighting for the equalizer here on match day 1 of the playoffs in Group E. It's a good sustained period of possession for them as well, as they have numbers forward. Just looking for that half yard of space to get the cross in. NYCFC not allowing it. But it's good high pressure to win it back. It's a good job to ride that challenge. However, the NYCFC defenders very well stationed, stepping into the passing lanes to win it back. And now the break could be on for New York City. Makic working against Mooney. He slipped. And Mooney steps in to take it away. Lynn coming back. Nice layoff. And Hack doing a tremendous job as that shield in front of the back four for NYCFC. Long searching ball for Valbuena. Was wrestled to the turf and a free kick called for New York City. Is that challenge a bit too tactile for referee Cy McGee's liking? Valbuena's really been a handful down the left-hand side, as has Will Sands down the right. Gio Reyna over the free kick. Just 15 years old, but dominating at the U-19 level. Already 13 goals this season for Reyna. He wanted to go direct on goal, but the wall had firm foundations. And this one will bounce into the hands of Abbott. Abbott will roll it out. Kraus unable to bring it down, and it will be a throw-in for Will Sands. He'll leave it off for Scally. Joseph Scally gets it in for Makic. Bought away by Vlastos. Owusu steps in to win it back for NYC. Continued his run. Sands tried to find him, but Kraus stepped in. And it will be another throw-in for the New York City side. Inside the final 5 minutes of this first half. Hack. James Sands just came back to NYCFC after representing the U.S. U-19s in the Slovakia Cup, where the U.S. took 3rd place. Owusu steps up, skips past the challenge and tried to play it through, but Makic was coming back and Valbuena was too far away to make the run through, and it will roll all the way to Grant Abbott, who picks it up at the extreme of his penalty area. We'll roll it out wide. Mooney steps inside the challenge from Valbuena. Keller will leave it off. And that one cleared out by Abbott, but I love the way that St. Louis FC tried to play out of the back under that high pressure rather than just thumping it out at the first time of asking. Always looking for solutions, always looking for a way out rather than just taking the safest route. That's what it's all about at this level is, do you have the intelligence to problem solve? And then once you do you have the technical ability to execute it at a high pace and a high speed? This will be another free kick for NYC. Reyna shot the last one into the wall. Wonder if he'll float it in this time around. He does play it quickly. Abbott off his line, and he's able to smother the loose ball at the second time of asking. Good reading of the game from Grant Abbott. Abbott, as we said earlier, drives over 2 hours to training from Decatur, Illinois. He's committed to play at Akron, one of the top schools in the nation in terms of soccer. And a great job not only to come out and get that first ball, but get the second one as well. Not give up any rebounds. Can St. Louis get the equalizer before the break? Abbott well out of his goal. Get it forward, looking for the run of Glisson. It goes out of bounds, thrown in New York City FC. Joseph Scally. Sands is showing for it. Lovely turn from Reyna. Valbuena alone on the far side. Clips it in toward the back post. Still might be something on here for NYCFC. Reyna bought it down, but shoots straight down Abbott's alley. But good, quick thinking from NYCFC on that attack. Saw 2 or 3 players come in very close, quick combination, and then as soon as that space was closed down, they found the outlet ball to Valbuena. Love the way they play tight, then find the outlet ball once the space opens up. Really enjoyable to watch, and it's Valbuena causing problems once again as he wins another free kick. Here's his cross in, and Makic getting up. I think Mayer won that first header, and then the right idea to head that back across. Never headed up too high, but it fell kindly for Reyna. It did well to create that half yard of space for himself, but shot directly at the keeper. We're heading toward the 45-minute mark. Perhaps one more chance for NYCFC to extend their lead before going into the break. But that header looped well over the crossbar. And it'll be a goal kick for Grant Abbott in St. Louis. Mayer. Vlastos. Forward for Lynn. Great job by Sands getting back to help Scally and Hawk on the defending there. Inside for Brook. Hack wins it back off of Brook, and it'll be a throw-in. So we are into first half stoppage time. Blake Little flights it forward, but that ball too much mustard on it, and it rolls out of bounds before Lynn could track it down. Still a good chance for St. Louis to get players forward here and try and win the ball back off the throw and high up the field. Makic with the header. Tracked down by Keller. First 45 minutes are in the book, and it's NYCFC with a 2-1 lead over St. Louis FC. It was Will Sands from Valbuena in the 16th minute. Bruck answered back 4 minutes later for St. Louis FC, but then Valbuena scored the goal-ahead goal for NYCFC 5 minutes later as Will Sands returned the favor, feeding it across goal, and Valbuena tapped it beyond Grant Abbott to give NYCFC a 2-1 lead. 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go here on match day 1 in Group E. At the half, it's NYCFC 2, St. Louis FC 1. We'll be back with you for the final 45 minutes here on USSoccerDA.com. We're getting set for the second half between NYCFC and St. Louis FC as we take a look at the first half highlights, and Will Sands climbed highest to get on the end of that Valbuena cross and open the scoring after 16 minutes. It was a great cross from Valbuena and Sands. Textbook header, and then problems at the back as Peñaranda dispossessed by Lynn, and Burke getting on the end of it and sliding it into the empty net, and we were 1-1 just 4 minutes later. And why not a little Cristiano Ronaldo? And then Pekovic inside the channel for Valbuena. Thought he had the second goal, but Abbott quickly off his line. However, Valbuena would get the second goal just minutes later as he would tuck in the cross from Will Sands, who returned the favor for his first goal. It's the wingers wreaking havoc for NYCFC as they would go ahead 2-1. Valbuena has been so dangerous all game, and the attack would continue for NYCFC. It's this ball dropped in by Reyna on the free kick, but it was smothered by Abbott. And then Valbuena once again providing the dangers. He crossed it in, and this ball would fall kindly for Reyna. Great first touch to set himself up, but the shot straight at the keeper, and Reyna wants that one back as it is 2-1 after 45 minutes. So we are all set. Match day 1 in Group E. NYCFC with the ball to start the second half and the 2-1 lead. FC Dallas and Sacramento Republic getting set to kick off their second half as well. The other match in Group E. On Wednesday, NYCFC will play Sacramento Republic before finishing off group play on Friday against FC Dallas. St. Louis FC will play FC Dallas on Wednesday and then Sacramento Republic on Friday. There's still 45 minutes to go here between NYCFC and St. Louis FC. And it's the sky blue to get us underway. Reyna, was a dangerous ball, but it was a lovely touch to elude the first defender. However, St. Louis able to win it back. As Bryce Glisson will play it back. Sent down the wing, looking for the run of Brooke, but it's out of bounds. And be a thrown right in front of the St. Louis bench for Ben Alcazar. Another one of these youth U.S. internationals for this NYCFC squad. Like many of these players as well, he's trained with the NYCFC first team. Is this thrown to be taken by Jacob Bernson? They wanted a foul, nothing given. Bernson able to keep it in. A great ball inside for Kip Keller. Bernson quickly closed down by Ben Alcazar. It'll be a throw-in for St. Louis. Jacob Bernson out of O'Fallon, Missouri. Will play his college ball at Xavier, looking for options. Little checks in. Vlastos checked in as well. Said he's going to go over all of them, looking for Lynn, but it's headed away by Ben Alcazar. Touched on from Petkovic. Reyna looking for the run of Makic. And coming across to cut him off is Mooney. Daniel Mooney turns and looks to lead the break the other way for St. Louis. Bernson. Burke tried to help it down the line to his forward partner Lynn, but it's out of bounds. One corner kick for each side in the first half. Ben Alcazar shields it off of Burke. Gets it back to James Sands. Little was able to win it back and help it on to Vlastos. Back to Little. Vlastos. Flag stays down. Good save by Peñaranda. Another opportunity. Skied over. Well, it's a good attack, though, for St. Louis FC as they found some space along that New York City FC back four. Peñaranda did well to come off his line and cut down the angle. Then Hack stabbed it away. And the final shot, nothing for Peñaranda to worry about. That'll be a goal kick for the NYCFC side. Pro team currently second place in MLS's Eastern Conference. Peñaranda getting his players into position. It was Mayer who climbed highest. Owasu acrobatically gets it away. Keller. Well stepped in by Little. Reyna. He's gotten separation from Vlastos. Gets down the wing to Sands. Sands still going. Sands goes down under the challenge. What will the referee do here? Well, they're going to say it's just the throw-in. Sands had gotten a step on his defender, went down, and the referee saying Kraus got the ball. Sands struggling there, and I think Kraus might have gotten a touch. Did get a lot of Sands, could tell he wanted the penalty. So it's a long throw-in. Owusu tracks it down on the near side. He's looking to set the table. And a chance, Abbott. Great catch from him, and did well to bring that down on the right side of the goal line. That ball got caught up in the wind. Uncomfortable for Abbott in the end, but he dealt with it well. And now he'll put the ball on the turf. Ben Alcazar wins the header over Glisson. Continuing forward, Ben Alcazar. Valbuena thought Makic was going forward. Abbott sends it the other way. Owusu had trouble dealing with the flight of the ball, but is able to get under it and smartly prods it back to his keeper. Out wide for Scally. Has a step on Vlastos. Kraus tracks it down well and will stab it out of bounds. So it is a throw-in for NYC FC, but it's a chance for St. Louis to get bodies behind the ball. Scally's throw-in, won by Mayer. Neatly brought down by Wynn, has it poked away from Owusu. James Sands. Jonathan Valbuena. Petkovic. That ball getting caught up in the wind. Looked like it was on the right trajectory for Owusu, and then all of a sudden changed directions and went behind him. Owusu was able to recover. Oh, silky from Reyna, and it opens up the space. Reyna eating up the ground in front of him, now slides it out wide. Ball to the back post, cleared away by Mayer. And it's Reyna who's on it once again, looking to get to the end line. And it's poked out of bounds by Burnson, and will be the second corner kick of the game for NYC FC. Oh, Reyna, so dangerous. In-swinger from the near side. And Abbott too close to him, and it's easy pickings in the end for the keeper. Even though it was close to him, the way it got caught up in the wind, it looked like it was going to change directions on him. Mayer. Perfect diagonal ball from the center back to Glisson. Glisson steps in. Was almost able to find Lynn. This is Vlastos. Little touch on, and the shot skewing away from goal. Well, it's a great quick attack from St. Louis FC. All it required in the end was for that shot to be on target. But it remains 2-1 in favor of NYC FC in the 53rd minute. Nothing to trouble Peñaranda in the end. Keller pops it forward. Glisson shielded off by Ben Alcazar, but it's won back by Burnson. And Burnson wins the free kick. A stern talking to for Petkovic from referee Saya McGee. It's a good touch from Burnson to get it out under his feet and win that free kick. He can swing it in with the right. Keller's there too. Could look to try and catch the keeper at the near post with his left. But it is Burnson that it's too close to Peñaranda, who will pluck it out of the air. Likes to throw it out, Peñaranda. Sands unable to skip past the sliding challenge. But it will be a throw-in for Will Sands. Has a goal and an assist in this game. Scored off a cross from Valbuena. And then after St. Louis had equalized, he provided the cross for Valbuena to put NYC FC ahead once again. All the goals coming in the space of 9 minutes. This is Valbuena. First touch let him down just a bit. Did well to spin and recover, but the offside flag is up against him. Looks like NYC FC is getting set to make a double substitution. Andres Jason, a U.S. Youth International, is getting set to check in, as is Dante Polvara, one of these many U-19 players who's trained with the first team. Be interesting to see who they come on for. Hold up play from Makic. He's muscled off the ball. Sands does well to keep it for NYCFC. One back by St. Louis and promptly taken away by Reyna. Reyna looking to work his magic, cuts inside. Still going Reyna. We'll poke it over to Scally. Inside for Valbuena. Helps it onto the far side. It's Scally looking to get to the byline. And great defending from Mayer to win the goal kick for St. Louis. So the first substitution of the game is a double one for NYCFC. Andres Jason and Dante Polvara are getting set to check in. And it looks like Veljko Petkovic will come off. Valbuena's number is up as well. Petkovic had an excellent game in the midfield. Not only pulling the strings when the ball was on his feet, but doing the dirty work that allowed Reyna the freedom to roam. And then Valbuena, a goal and assist, speaks for itself in the 56 minutes he was out there. And it's opened up nicely for Makovic. Quickly closed down, but he wins the free kick. Assad Makic joined midway through the year from Everton FC Westchester. Not only running at those defenders, but very good hold-up play as well, as those two defenders closed him down, was able to shield that ball and win the free kick. See how he gets it onto the foot furthest away from the defender coming back, so that it was his leg that all he could get. And now Reyna is over it. There's another player standing over the ball as well. It is going to be Reyna. Drills it right into the wall. Sands overtake and almost scored his second goal of the game. So now St. Louis FC is going to counter with a double substitution of their own. Danny Collins getting set to come in. Bryce Glisson is the first to leave us for St. Louis. And on comes Danny Collins, Springfield, Illinois native who drives over 2 hours to training every day. And the second player to come off is Emerson Krause. And Krause to be replaced by Jack Micah. Mike out of Baldwin, Missouri, is just a junior, but he's already committed to play at St. Louis. A tremendous program that the Billikens have there. First involvement for Collins, and he's budged off the ball. And played forward from Dante Polvara, looking for the run of Makic, will lead to a throw-in for NYC FC. Dante Polvara out of Pleasantville, New York. Ben Alcazar with the throw-in. This is Polvara. Reyna wanted it. Instead, it's going to come back. James Sands. Nico Ben Alcazar. Swept forward for Lynn. Tried to touch it on for Bruck. Calmly taken away by James Sands, and it's NYCFC to go the other way in the 60th minute. Well, the forwards staying really high, but when the midfield gets compressed in, there's about a 30-yard gap for St. Louis FC between their midfield and those two forwards. That's where NYCFC have the time to just move the ball around and look for little gaps to open up and try and break through that low block. Is Polvara unable to keep it in? On the hour mark in Oceanside, 2-1, New York City FC leads St. Louis FC. Will James Sands stepping in once again. Bernson's throwing. Ben Alcazar steps in. Hack went up, shielded off by Vlastos, able to turn. Vlastos slides it through. Brook is in. Brook shoots it right at the keeper. James Sands did just enough to put off Chris Brook. So close to scoring his second of the game. And it remains 2-1 NYCFC. Now on the charge the other way, but Mooney comes over to cut it off. Owusu steps into the passing lane. Center back venturing forward. Slides it inside for Makic. He's dispossessed. And that ball too far for Bruck to chase, and he has been all over Chris Bruck. Him and Lynn do such a good job dictating the defense from up top for St. Louis FC with their press. It's always one of the two of them, or both of them, hassling that back line for NYCFC, and it caused problems in the first half as Lynn was able to dispossess Panyaranda, the goalkeeper, and it fell for Bruck to pass it into the empty net. As Ben Alcazar is clipped, he wins the free kick for NYCFC in the 62nd minute. Referee Cy McGee coming over to check on him. Ben Alcazar looks like he's going to be able to walk this one off, but gave a little look to Cy McGee like, I am not at all happy with that challenge. And in fact, it is a yellow card shown to Danny Collins. First player to go into Cy McGee's book this afternoon. So Collins sees yellow. Ben Alcazar has shaken it off. And he will take the free kick and take it short to Reyna. Right back to Ben Alcazar. Into another battle with Collins. Reyna steps in and wins it back. Still going Reyna. He's turned Burnson inside out. Steps in, goes down, and wins the penalty. That's the magic of Gio Reyna. And a chance for NYCFC to build a 2-goal lead. And it was all the work of Giovanni Reyna. One-man wrecking crew down the left-hand side and then cut into the box. And now the man who won the penalty has a chance to score it. It is Reyna. It's 3-1. As calm and as cool as you would like, Reyna sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And NYCFC have a 2-goal cushion in the 64th minute. 14th goal of the season for Reyna. That little stutter step at the end, deceiving Abbott in the St. Louis FC goal. Guns a-blazing for Gio Reyna and NYCFC as they take a 2-goal lead. Nifty skill from Makic, and he's played it through. Andres Jason, side netting. What a great ball that was from Makic. The man tasked with scoring them, looking to turn provider. And Jason was in, and it was that last touch, took him too far wide and cut down his angle. And in the end, only able to put his effort into the side netting. Had that touch been a bit more straight on, he would have been able to play it across the face of Grant Abbott. Well, that goal would have really put the match beyond doubt with 25 minutes to go. As New York City FC hit the switch on their 3rd substitution of the afternoon, and it's Asad Makic who comes out. And checking in is Vinicius Lansade. Lives in Fairfield, Connecticut, but originally from France. Lansade joined this season from Beachside FC. Like so many of these players, has experience training with the first team. So invaluable. Not only that these players have a pathway and that there is a capstone at the top of the pyramid, but the fact of the matter is it's something that's tangible for them. They can go and they can train with the first team. They can see how close they are to possibly getting that opportunity. And on top of all that, they really learn what it takes to play at that level. As the free kick quickly taken. A good defending from Mayer off him last, however. It's the 3rd corner kick of the game for New York City. Outswinger from the far side. Players pouring into the box. Hack gets to the end of it. Looking to tease it back in. Looped into the air. And climbing the ladder to take it is Grant Abbott. He's had an excellent game tonight, Abbott. Couple key saves. Keep this result from getting out of hand. It's very rare that this St. Louis side gives up 3 goals. Came in this season having given up just 19 in their 23 games in the regular season. However, have run to the 9th best scoring team in the Development Academy in their first game in these playoffs. Still plenty of time, though, and St. Louis are on the charge. Collins has a little bit of space. Gets it off to Bruck. This is his area. Closed down and then smashed away by Hack before Collins could put his effort on target. Second corner kick of the game for St. Louis. Outswinger from the near side. Burnson with a dangerous ball. Mayer got his head on it. And well stationed was Peñaranda to make the save. Mayer probably wanted a bit more power on it, but he had to head back to get that and then had to snap his neck around to get that on target. Did that very well, but in the end, having to go back for it is what took away his power. And Peñaranda was well positioned. Ben Alcazar. Andres Jason. From one U.S. Youth International to another. Jason spins. Lanzalde. And Lanzalde will be whistled for the foul. And Lanzalde is going to get a yellow card. First of the game for NYC FC. Take a look at the foul here. And Lanzalde just coming the back of Collins. Lanzalde causing some problems along the back. And forcing Mooney to play that with a bit too much pace, so it goes out of bounds and it's NYCFC's ball. They continue to work their way up this touchline via the throw-in. Final 20 minutes, match day 1 in Group E. Not our final 20 minutes here, however. Is coming up at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. We'll bring you more U-18-19 action, this time in Group H, as it's the Colorado Rapids, semi-finalists last year, taking on the Portland Timbers, making their first ever appearance in the playoffs at the oldest age group. That should be a really excellent game between Larry Sunderland's Portland Timbers and Marcelo Balboa's Colorado Rapids. So you'll want to tune in right here on USSoccerDA.com at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Have more games for you tomorrow as well as the U16-17 playoffs start. And at 2:30 Pacific, it's FC Dallas taking on Crew SC. And then at 5:30, Pateadores from just about an hour up the road in California taking on Sporting Kansas City. So 2 more excellent matches for your viewing pleasure tomorrow here on USSoccerDA.com. But right now it's NYCFC looking for their first 3 points of the playoffs here on match day 1. And they have the 3-1 lead over St. Louis FC. Hack. Back to Reyna. Ben Alcazar. Excellent decision making from this NYCFC side. James Sands getting in on the act as well. Now Hack. Looking to open it up just a bit. He elects to keep possession through Owusu. Lovely skill from the center back Owusu. Ben Alcazar. Reyna looking to run. Is invited to have a go at the gap. Gets it out wide. That's a good first touch. Just get it to the byline. Played back across. The opportunity still on for NYCFC. They wanted a handball. And referee says that it was more a case of ball to hand than hand to ball. And NYCFC win it back. Well stepped in by Polvara to keep possession for New York City. Polvara. Good interplay between Polvara and Jason. Mayer wins it back. Finds the feet of his keeper. Oh, what a touch that was from Mayer to get it out wide. Curling it around Will Sands, and now here is Mayer going forward. Well, you can see why he's played 2 games for the USL side. Great distribution from Abbott, just a bit too high for Burnson to get it. He's almost able to keep it in. Both teams will have a day off before returning to action in Group E. St. Louis will play FC Dallas, while NYCFC will play the Sacramento Republic. In a group comprised entirely of MLS and USL sides. Well, Vlastos wanted to play it quickly. Referee, though, screaming at him, on the whistle, on the whistle. So they won't get the opportunity to play it quickly, but they will be able to get numbers forward. Mayer clips it to the top of the box. Brought down by Burnson. One back by Polvara. And it will be a throw in for Mayer. He'll leave this one off for Burnson. Chested down by Collins. But one back by NYCFC. And it's Reyna looking to run again. Jason's making a run on this near side. Reyna elects to play it to the far. Sands working against Little. Gets it inside for Reyna. Polvara joins him. Polvara elects to have a go. Mooney with the block. And it fell kindly. And it will be a goal kick. So it fell right onto the foot of Ben Alcazar, and he tried to play it across. Didn't get the contact on it that he wanted. Now St. Louis to play out of the back. James Sands will be whistled for the foul on Chris Bruck. Score of St. Louis's lone goal back in the 20th minute. Bruck now with at least 1 goal in each of his last 6 games. Lynn has a 5-game goal-scoring streak that he's looking to keep up. Steps inside, gets it off for Collins. He sweeps it across, and it's tapped out of bounds before a player at the far post could tuck it in for St. Louis FC, but it is their 3rd corner kick of the match. Five players inside the box for St. Louis, including Mayer, who's up from his center back position. Mooney's in there as well, but it's cleared out by Reyna. Now into the space. This is Will Sands. It's a 2-on-1 if he can pick his head up. Sands gets it across. It's 4, and surely it's all 3 points for NYCFC now. One goal and 2 assists now for Sands. And just look at that for a calm finish. Keeper bearing down on him, a defender bearing down on him. And still no problems for Vinicius Lansade. The Frenchman gets his name up in lights, and NYCFC have a 4-1 lead. The presence of mind by Will Sands to pick his head up and find Lansade. And then the calmness to slot it home despite the fact that he was being closed in on from all angles. It's all about players who can hold their nerve at the moment of asking, and that's exactly what Lansade did there as the substitute gets on the board. Can St. Louis FC pull one back? Goal differential, so important in these groups. Lynn is fighting for it. Thrown up into the air. And anywhere will do at the moment for NYCFC, trying to keep it from going out. But it will be the 4th corner kick of the game for St. Louis. It'll be Burnson to take. Drives it toward the penalty area. Back out for Burnson. Taken off of his foot, but at the expense of another corner. So it's take 2 for Jacob Burnson. That's another decent ball in, but there were no takers for St. Louis. Vlastos. Owusu first to it. And this one hits our scaffolding. It goes all the way into the second row of the parking lot. But that's what you do when you have a 4-1 lead heading into the final 10 minutes. These games so important, not only is it the Development Academy playoffs to see who will go through to the championships in Kansas City in July, but also for the fact that so many scouts are here, as we'll get back to that into a second, is another double substitution being made by NYCFC. Gio Reyna comes off with a goal to his name, as does Will Sands with a goal and 2 assists. Well, getting back to it, the top 25 network scouts are here. All the U.S. national team youth coaches are here. And all the technical advisors for the U.S. Soccer Development Academy are here as well. Be as many as 3 scouts at every single game from all those different groups just mentioned. And they get together every single night to go over what they saw, who they thought did the best job, and also the depth chart that they have for players in the Development Academy at the moment. And furthermore, they're not just looking at who performed well, they're looking at potential. Who do they see has the most potential? Not only what are they doing now, but what are they capable of doing? Inside the final 9 minutes. NYCFC with a 4-1 lead, and they've also managed to clear 2 balls over the fence and out of the stadium as well. DA staff scrambling in a golf cart to go pick him up in the parking lot. Meanwhile, NYCFC pouring forward. 3 players to get on the end of this. This is Lansalde. Mayer intervenes. Lansade, a little bit of swagger to his game. Hack has been excellent. Polvara. Scally hasn't gone forward as much in the second half as he did in the first, but hasn't needed to. Inside for Lansade. Velvet first touch to bring that down, as it was pinged into him. And now Fizz back the other way for Ben Alcazar. Ishiguro. Goals in Avicii's last 2 games. Second time he's been on the field today. after Will Sands had to come out for the concussion protocol. Sands not only went back in after coming out for that protocol after getting hurt scoring his goal, but he then assisted on the second goal. The referee blows the whistle for another free kick. So we head into the 84th minute of play in Oceanside, California, in the first of our 2 feature games here at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. Coming up at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, it's the Colorado Rapids versus the Portland Timbers in Group H. We're at the U-18-19 level. Tomorrow we'll start group play at the U-16-17 level. And then this is Ishiguro, Lansare. Ishiguro continued his run, being watched by Mayer. Good shielding from Mayer. He's able to play it off Ishiguro to win the throw-in for St. Louis. Hack steps in front of Collins. Weaves away from Little. Still going Hack. Still going Hack. Get one. Quickly closed down by Mayer. Gets an important block. Oh, that's a great touch on. But one back by Lansare. Peñaranda shapes up. Plays it into the middle for Hack. Out wide for Owusu. Another nice little bit of skill there on the far side, leading to a free kick for NYC FC. Quick little turn and then drop of the hips. James Sands. One back by Vlastos. Plays it over, looking for the run of Lynn. But Sands is there. Elects to turn to the outside. And one back by Lynn. Jack Lynn looking for a half yard of space. And Sands stayed with him all the way. And just touches it out of bounds. Vlastos. Mika. Mayer. Jack Lynn. Gets it inside for Collins. Helps it on, played across. And it's NYCFC to go the other way. It's 3-on-3. Now 4-on-3. The space is opened up. And Abbott keeps it from being a 5-star performance from NYCFC. Christian Shkreli was in but was unable to finish. Vlastos. Dispossessed by Lansare. Lansare. Top of the box, cleared away before Shkreli could get on the end of it. Polvara. Little 1-2 with Lansare. Polvara goes on. That's one back at the top of the box by Collins. And good defending by Shkreli. Not allowing St. Louis to break. And so now they'll have to work out of the back again in the 88th minute. Burnson being hassled by Lansare. Vlastos is able to break through the double team. Gets it inside. It's a good run. Played back across. And Lynn arriving just a second too late, but it's another corner kick for St. Louis FC. It's great work down the right-hand side. Mooney, who's done a great job getting forward here in the late going. He's really been attacking this right-hand side. Fifth corner kick of the half for St. Louis, and the header over the crossbar. NYCFC have done a great job not only winning the ball, but then going on to possess it very well. 2 or 3 passes in tight spaces, and then they find the outlet to open things up. More players close in on the ball, 2 or 3 more passes in tight spaces, and then we'll open it up to another part of the field. Has also been adept at hitting on the break, and both teams have been really impressive with their high pressure as we're into the final minute of the 90. It's the St. Louis side. One of their key principles is to try and win it back within 3 seconds. Well, that's super hard against the team that's so solid and skillful on the ball as this NYCFC side is. As Mayer comes over and gets it back to Abbott. Mooney will take the throw in quickly off to Vlastos. Gets inside of Ishiguro. Hack comes over to double team. Ishiguro never gave up on it and wins it back for NYCFC. Lansare touches it on to Andres Jason. Jason running against Mayer. Evades the first challenge and will leave it off out wide. Shkreli. Hack. It's really dictated the pace of the game for NYCFC. Ishiguro. Into stoppage time. Points all but confirmed for NYCFC. Looking to finish this one off with a flourish. Jason lays it off on the far side. Space to set the table. It's a good ball in over Abbott and cleared out by Burnson. NYCFC and Lansare will be in no hurry to take this one. As the cross came in, Abbott misjudged the flight of it just over him, but Burnson was there to direct it out of bounds. And it looks like they might just take this one short and hold it in the corner. Well, they tried to anyways, but it was broken up by St. Louis. NYCFC with 4 different goal scorers on the day. That will do it. NYCFC open Group B play with a 4-1 win over St. Louis FC. Excellent match by both sides, but in the end, the talent, the technical ability, and the movement telling for NYCFC. As Will Sands opened the scoring in the 16th minute. Brook answered back in the 20th for St. Louis, but then it was all NYCFC. Valbuena in the 25th from Sands. Reyna would add a PK in the 65th, and Lansare would cap off the victory in the 77th. So that will do it for match day 1 in Group E. But a reminder, still plenty more coming up here on USSoccerDA.com at 5:30 It'll be the Colorado Rapids versus the Portland Timbers. But for now, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Oceanside, where it finishes NYCFC 4, St. Louis FC 1. Vlastos. Mika. Mayer. Jack Lynn. Gets it inside for Collins. Helps it on, played across. And it's NYCFC to go the other way. It's 3-on-3. Now 4-on-3. The space is opened up. And Abbott keeps it from being a 5-star performance from NYCFC. Christian Shkreli was in, but was unable to finish. Vlastos. Dispossessed by Lansade. Lansade. Top of the box, cleared away before Shkreli could get on the end of it. Polvara. Little 1-2 with Lansade. Polvara goes on. That's one back at the top of the box by Collins. And good defending by Shkreli. Not allowing St. Louis to break. And so now they'll have to work out of the back again in the 88th minute. Burnson being hassled by Lansade. Vlastos is able to break through the double team. Gets it inside. It's a good run. Played back across. And Lynn arriving just a second too late, but it's another corner kick for St. Louis FC. It's great work down the right-hand side. Mooney, who's done a great job getting forward here in the late going. He's really been attacking this right-hand side. Fifth corner kick of the half for St. Louis, and the header over the crossbar. NYCFC have done a great job not only winning the ball, but then going on to possess it very well. 2 or 3 passes in tight spaces, and then they find the outlet to open things up. More players close in on the ball, 2 or 3 more passes in tight spaces, and then we'll open it up to another part of the field. Has also been adept at hitting on the break, and both teams have been really impressive with their high pressure as we're into the final minute of the 90. It's the St. Louis side. One of their key principles is to try and win it back within 3 seconds. Well, that's super hard against the team that's so solid and skillful on the ball as this NYCFC side is. As Mayer comes over and gets it back to Abbott. Mooney will take the throw in quickly off to Vlastos. Gets inside of Ishiguro. Hack comes over to double team. Ishiguro never gave up on it and wins it back for NYCFC. Lansade touches it on to Andres Jason. Jason running against Mayer. Evades the first challenge and will leave it off out wide. Shkreli. Hack. It's really dictated the pace of the game for NYCFC. Ishiguro. Into stoppage time. Points all but confirmed for NYCFC. Looking to finish this one off with a flourish. Jason lays it off on the far side. Space to set the table. It's a good ball in over Abbott and cleared out by Burnson. NYCFC and Lansade will be in no hurry to take this one. As the cross came in, Abbott misjudged the flight of it just over him, but Burnson was there to direct it out of bounds. And it looks like they might just take this one short and hold it in the corner. Well, they tried to anyways, but it was broken up by St. Louis. NYCFC with 4 different goal scorers on the day. That will do it. NYCFC open Group B play with a 4-1 win over St. Louis FC. Excellent match by both sides, but in the end, the talent, the technical ability, and the movement telling for NYCFC. As Will Sands opened the scoring in the 16th minute. Brook answered back in the 20th for St. Louis, but then it was all NYCFC. Valbuena in the 25th from Sands. Reyna would add a PK in the 65th, and Lansade would cap off the victory in the 77th. So that will do it for match day 1 in Group E, but a reminder, still plenty more coming up here on USSoccerDA.com at 5:30. It will be the Colorado Rapids versus the Portland Timbers. But for now, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Oceanside, where it finishes NYCFC 4, St. Louis FC 1.